What is going on, guys? It's your boy BG, and welcome to Common Sense, where common sense isn't so common. And before we dive into this topic, we are going to be talking about blessings and self-greed. Now, for me to actually talk about this topic, I know that a lot of people have been through it, and I've been through it myself for sure. But people need to understand that blessings have no intentions. When you bless someone, you have no intention of getting anything back from them. That's really how you stop your blessings, if you have intention behind it. Now, when you bless someone, you're doing something for them for the full benefit that helps them out and not expecting anything in return. Self-greed is that every time you give to someone, you want that person to give to you back, which is a natural, I believe it's a natural way of thinking. But being blessed and receiving things back to you the unnatural way, it doesn't necessarily work like that. So now it makes people dislike you more than like you. Because now if I ask you for a favor, or if I need something and I didn't ask you to help me, and you unconsciously just help me, and then boom, a month or two later or a little bit later, you ask me, when I helped you out, if I didn't ask you to help me, or I didn't ask for your help but you volunteered, don't do stuff for people that if at the end you're expecting something from them, you're only doing it for self-benefit. You're only doing it for self-interest, only for you. Now, granted, we all been there. I've been there. I've done something for someone and then try to ask something from them back. I've done it. I think everyone, to an extent, done it. That's what you call greed, self-greed. We all have done it. I've done it before. They call that Indian giving. When you give to someone else and then you thinking that you giving something to them because you genuinely want to help them out, but really you just want some shit out of them. Like, that's just fucked up, but it's true. It does happen pretty often to a lot of people. And once again, people are not going to want anything from you every time you give because you want something from them. It's like you might as well don't do anything for me. If you literally doing this because you want something from me, don't do anything for me. Because a lot of people will literally take the most vulnerable point of your life when you absolutely had no help, and they'll take advantage of them simply just deciding to help you when you didn't ask them to help you. And they'll use that as a defense mechanism when there's a point in time where you can't help them out. And they're like, you remember when I did this for you? Now you're expecting someone to return something to you which they didn't consciously ask you to help them, right? It's not always that they have to ask you for help for you to be for you to be in it for self-interest. Sometimes it's just simply them either asking you or you just doing it. There are people out there like that. Either if you ask, or either if they just unconsciously do it for you and then they want something back from it. They've always been there for self-interest. And I personally believe that if you bless someone else, if you fill up someone else's cup, if you fill up someone else's cup, someone else will fill up your cup. And every time each cup is being filled by the general person the cup you fill, the blessings always come back to the original source. So as you continue to bless people, as you continue to help more people out, it will always come back to you on a full scale. If you have no intentions behind anything that you're doing. Like, just because someone is labeled as a friend or as family does not mean they will do things for you because they love you or care for you. There will be family members and there will be people who are your friends that will do things for you because they want something out of you. Just because they under that label does not mean that those people would genuinely care, like genuinely do things for you out of the kindness of their heart. That does not mean that. There will literally be a person that's not a friend or not a family member that will literally do more for you than your friends and than your family. They will literally do something for you without expecting nothing in return. Same thing as friends, right? There'll be friends that will be more family to you than your family is to you, right? There will be friends that will do more for you than your own blood would do for you. I forgot what rapper said this. He said, blood is thicker than water, but mud is thicker than blood. So sometimes the people that you grew up with would do more for you than your own blood would do for you. And that's a true statement. And that's an absolutely true statement, right? So if anything you give to anyone that has any self intentions instead of the intent of helping you, then at the end of the day, it was never a blessing. You were only in it for your benefit. And that don't even make you a good person. If you always take, and you only give because you want to take something from the person, that don't even make you a good person. Honestly, at that point, you always in it for you. You're not in it because you genuinely want to help somebody. I get it, the token of you scratching my back, I scratch yours. I understand that. But if you're fully aware that the person may not give it back to you, it's just like some people like to say, okay, let me borrow money. When you say borrow, then I'm expecting it back. Let me have money is basically you're saying that I have no intent of giving it back to you. And then you have people that will ask you for money and they'll just give it to you because they know you need it. And some people like to confuse borrowing and having just because of the simple fact that a person who says, okay, let me borrow it so they can get money from you, instead of saying let me have, because they know damn well that you're not going to give them any money because they just want to have it, right? And you got to understand, too, that sometimes you're placed in positions to have money to help someone else. Someone else could be praying for, oh, I wish I had $100, or I wish I had $20, or I wish I had $30. And you could have been that person that the blessing, like they prayed for that, and you were the person that has to deliver their blessings to make their blessing come true. Oh man, I wish I had $30 or $40. And boom, there you go right there. And you might have walked up on the person and you might have been placed in that position to help that person out. Now, whatever the person do with that $30 or $40, that's just on them at that point. But you have to know your intentions behind what you give, why you give to people. Because if you give to help a person, whatever the person does with the money should not be your concern. You done your part and you know what you're designed to do. And you know what, not know what you're designed to do, but you know what your reasoning is to give to that person. You know exactly what your reasoning is. So otherwise, whatever blessing that God has stowed upon you to place on someone else, how that person used that blessing is on them. It's not on you. You're not supposed to be monitoring how someone else has used that blessing. That's not your place to do that. So if they want to fumble the bag, let them fumble the bag. That's on them, right? That is clearly on them. And once again, there will be people that will consistently give because they want something from you. Just because people are family and friends does not mean they want the best for you. They want the best for you, but they want something from you when you become the best. And that's even more foul, if you ask me. So, anyways, faith plus great work ethic creates vulnerable opportunity. Once again, faith plus great work ethic creates vulnerable opportunity. And I will catch you guys in the next episode of Common Sense Podcast. See ya.